Hi, good afternoon. It's Shawnee Daigle with Champions Realty Team powered by EXP. Thank you for joining in today. I decided to do a show by myself to talk to my experienced realtors as well as people who are interested in the real estate field and thinking about getting their license. For those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Shawnee Daigle. I've been in and around real estate for a very long time. I started off on the lending side of things and then decided to get my real estate license. Worked as a number of years as a realtor, went back, got my broker's license, opened Champions Realty, and owned my own brokerage for 12 years before I recently brought my brokerage under EXP Realty back in September of last year. So, I've been through the ups and downs of real estate. And so there's a number of topics that I would like to talk to you guys about as far as preparing yourself, getting into the industry. For those of you that are in the industry, what it takes to get your business to the next level. And the first thing is let's get real about real estate. A lot of people have unrealistic expectations when they get into this business. They think some think it's a get rich quick scheme. They think that they're going to get their license and immediately start listing $1 million properties. A lot of people think that they can do it just sort of as a hobby every now and then, and that they're still going to make really good money at it. A lot of people think they'll get in their first year in business, they'll be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not the case. Just with anything in life, you get out what you put in. And so it's really important that you understand that number one, getting your license does not teach you the business. Okay. When you go to real estate school, they actually are teaching you the legal side of the business, what you can and cannot do. And I was recently made aware that some of the school districts are now offering real estate license to juniors and seniors so they can actually graduate with their real estate license. Beaumont ISD is adding it for next year. So that's a really great opportunity for kids that want to get their real estate license and get into business early. I think that's a phenomenal option. But like I said, getting your license doesn't teach you the business. So you definitely need to make sure that you are getting with a broker who can actually teach you, who's willing to help guide you, show you how to grow your business, and actually be there when you need them. Because the reality is, a lot of these big brokerages, you can't just pick up the phone and reach your broker. You may call them, they may not answer, they may take hours up to days to get back with you. And when you're in a situation where you're trying to learn and you're unsure of something, or you may be standing in front of a client and need an answer, you need someone who's accessible to you. The other thing is, there's a lot of brokerages that offer all different types of structures. Some of them for new agents, they may offer where they're taking 50% of your commission or a 60-40 split. You have other ones that are offering 100% commission, but they only take transaction fees. So you need to really make sure you're aware of what are they offering you? What type of training will you get? What type of marketing support will you get? Are you going to be getting any leads? Are you going to be a part of a mentor program? You need to ask all of these questions because a lot of times you get what you pay for. And then there's a lot of brokerages that have a lot of hidden fees. They'll tell you, oh, you're on a certain split. But then once you sign on the dotted line, you find out you have desk fees, you have E&O fees, you have this fee and that fee, and they'll fee you to death. So you need to make sure that you have all of those details down. As far as your income expectations, most new realtors make less than $35,000 their first year. Okay. And it is expensive to get into real estate. I won't lie to anyone about that because you have your national dues, you have board dues, you have MLS dues, you have your marketing expenses. So going in, please be aware that you do need to have some money saved up because you are going to have some expenses starting off. Or we have some agents that work part-time, we have some that work full-time, and that's okay, at least for some brokerages. Some brokerages, they only want full-time agents, but you need to be aware of how you're going to have the money to start off your real estate career while you're also still have all of your daily living expenses and bills. Okay. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Um, Preparation. While you're going through real estate school, one of the things that you can do to help yourself when you start off and make sure that you get your business going on a good note is go through your database of people you know. Go through your phone. Go through your social media. Make sure you're building some type of spreadsheet or database of what we call your sphere of influence. This is your family, your friends. That's the best source of business because those are people that already know you and hopefully like you. So you want to build that database with their full names, their phone numbers, their email address, because those are the people that you're going to start off marketing to. So you can start building that before you even get your license. Okay. Another thing, as you get close to getting your license, you want to start interviewing with different brokerages. When you do this, make sure you're taking a notebook or something with you where you have your questions written down and you can ask your questions and make sure you're getting the answers that you need. Okay. And don't be timid about it. A lot of people are intimidated when they first start. Um, any brokerage should be able to tell you what they offer, and they shouldn't hold back on what their fees are, what you're going to be responsible for, and what they'll be providing for you. Okay, so that's one of the other things. You also can, as you get close to getting your license, go ahead and start getting your professional headshots done because when you start, you want to be able to go ahead and get your marketing material, your business cards. You may want a picture on your website, whatever it is. So those are things that you can work in advance so that once you do have your license, you're good to go. And for people that are going through the courses, I do recommend that you take a prep course because it's going to help you know what to expect when you get to take your state and your national exam. So make sure you take the prep course and don't wait. A lot of people are afraid of test taking. And so what they do, they'll take the class and then they wait to schedule their tests. Don't do that. As soon as you finish the prep course, go take your test immediately. If you don't pass it, it's okay. Don't, give up and get disgusted or discouraged. Go right back and take it again because then you know what to expect and it's fresh on your mind. So that way, if you need to go back home, brush up on some of the questions you missed, you go right back and take it again. Don't wait. If you wait weeks, months, you start to forget things. And then that's when you go back and you end up missing even more on the test. The biggest thing for new agents as well as experienced agents is mindset. Look, I'm really big on we're all creators, okay? So we create our own reality. So be very cognizant of what you say because those words that you're putting out into the universe, they're vibrations and they create your reality. So, for instance, I had an agent that came to me. When she came to me, she's a sweetheart, but she was very timid. And so she was afraid to get out and do anything or put herself out there. And so she would say to me, well, I don't think I can close 15 or 20 or 30 deals a year. And I said, what? She said, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. I said, no, ma'am, take it back right now. I said, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You have to be able to believe that you can do it. And then you put in the work to get it done. But if you don't believe it, then you're right. You won't ever achieve it. But I knew she had it in her. And so once we got past that limiting mindset, She took off. She's now listing all kind of properties. She's selling properties. She's buying properties for her personal investment. She's doing phenomenal. She's come out of her shell. She's on social media now. Her only block was herself. So you have to be able to believe in you. That's number one. If you can't do that, you won't be successful because you're telling yourself every day that you can't be successful and you're speaking it out of your own mouth. So that's one of the big things. And it doesn't matter, like I said, if you're new in the business or if you're experienced. Look, the reality is there's a lot of realtors out there, a whole lot. So you have to know that you can make it. Because if not, then you'll just fall in with the rest of the herd and fall by the wayside. And it's easy to do. But if you've decided in your mind that this is what you want to do, that you're going to put the work in, then you will get there. So make sure that you're in it for the right reason too. You can't be in this business just for money. Are there some realtors that are? Yeah. And they're not very good at it because you have to have a true passion and a drive for this business. This is a service industry and it's not about you. It's about your client. Your first obligation is to put your client first. People can feel when someone isn't genuine. And so if it's really about you, they're going to feel that. And remember, I said the people that you know, the people that you've done business with, that's going to be your biggest sphere of influence. That's going to be the people that are going to send you business. So if you don't have the passion and drive for it, if you're not putting your clients first, guess what? They're not coming back and they're not telling anyone about you either. So building a referral based business is the best thing you can do in real estate because it's continuous business. Your phone is going to ring regardless. You won't have to do as much marketing because your clients, your ex clients, are doing the marketing for you because they're telling people about you. And then the other thing is when I started, I had a goal in mind and I knew my goal was eventually to own my own company. And so with that goal in mind, I had to be able to deal with the ups and downs of real estate. And if you don't have the passion and drive for it, then when the market gets slow, you're going to give up because you're only in it for the money. So make sure that you're getting into the business for the right reason. And then also, if you are working part-time or if you are working full-time on another job, you have to be willing to put the time in. So if you're working at 8 to 5, you need to ask yourself, okay, what are going to be my hours to learn real estate? Because it is a continuous learning process. So whether your real estate hours are then from 6 till 9 or 6 till 10, or you're going to give up your Saturdays and Sundays or do real estate, you need to figure it out. And I'm telling you these things because I've been through it. I've done it. I worked a full-time 12-hour rotating shift work at the plant while doing real estate, while building my real estate career. And so was it easy? No, it wasn't. And I put in a lot of work, but it does pay off. I can tell you that. Real estate is a wonderful industry to be in. And it's great when you can control your own schedule, when you can control how much money you want to make. It really is a rewarding career when you get to see people that you've actually made a difference in their life, when you've helped people who think that they could never be homeowners, when you've helped people who realize their dreams of being able to be an investor in real estate, when you've seen someone go from working a regular 9 to 5 job and now they're able to literally quit their job and now are making well over 6, 7 figures in real estate because you've taught them how. There's no greater feeling in the world, but you need to make sure that that's what you want to do and that you're prepared to put in the work that it requires. If you are an experienced agent, there's definitely some challenges that you'll go through. You need to make sure that you have systems in place, that you have mentorship in place, that you are able to delegate, which was one of my big things, because When I started off, I was so used to doing everything myself. I had a really hard time delegating. So I had to learn how to delegate. Um, you need to make sure that you're able to time block and create schedules for yourself. Um, and then the other thing is branding. But the first thing that we'll talk about is creating structure. And by that, I mean not just floating through your days and letting other things control your day. You need to set aside time for income generating activities. So let's say if you're setting aside from 9 till 11, and that's the time that you're going to call people in your database and ask for business. Or if you're going to take that time to go over the contracts that you have on the table, you need to time block your schedule. I was horrible with doing this. But you have to have some type of structure if you're going to make it. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself all over the place because it's really easy to let real estate take over your life. And then that's the other thing. Don't forget to have a life because real estate can literally consume you if you let it. People will call you 11, 12 o'clock at night. They used to call me. You have to create some structure in your business. So if you're going to say, okay, these are my office hours, I have a family. After this time, I'm cutting off office hours and I'm attending to my family. You need to, because otherwise you'll get burnt out real quick. So make sure in that time blocking, in that schedule, that you're making time for yourself, even for stress relief. Like for me now, I time block my workout. I go early in the morning, I go work out, I get it in, and then I start my day. So make time for you. And that's to keep your sanity. That's to make sure that you're not getting overwhelmed. Um, the other thing is systems. You have to have systems in place. When you become a realtor, you'll get bombarded with all types of programs and marketing and lead generation programs, and people will promise you the world. Oh, this is the next best system. But talk to other agents, talk to experienced brokers, talk to people who've been there. Ask them what systems are you using? What have you found that works? Because otherwise, you can spend literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on different programs that you're basically throwing your money away on. So make sure that you have the correct systems in place because they're going to save you time, they're going to save you effort, they're going to save you energy, they're going to keep you organized. So you have to have this set up almost sort of like a factory where when a deal comes in, okay, this is what happened. This email goes out. This welcome letter goes out. This make sure you have systems in place. The other thing is you have to let people know what you do. I call it no secret agents. You have a lot of agents that have the title realtor that people have no clue what they do. People that live on their own street don't know what they do. Some of their friends don't know what they do. Why? If you're a realtor and you're serious about your business, people should know what you do. They don't post on social media. They How are you going to get business? If you're a realtor, you need to let people know. That's how you get business. The best marketing is your own mouth. It's free. So use it. Don't be afraid to get out there and let people know what you do. You have to be willing to step outside your own shell. Look, I'm an introvert, believe it or not. And I had a hard time with putting myself out there because before I was a realtor, like I said, I was a loan officer and I was content behind my computer because I didn't have to interact with people. But when I became a realtor, I realized that, okay, I have to step outside of, my comfort zone. I have to get out of my shell. Now, as you can see, I have no problem talking to people. Now, I'm still not the type of person that, like my sister, she can go up to anybody and start talking. She's just a people person. I may not do that. I'll speak, but just to up to any and everybody, probably not. But I find other ways to get out there. So whether it be social media or what, Find your way. Find what's comfortable for you, what works for you. Um, and then the other major thing is make sure that you're branding yourself. So when you start with a company, um, find out what their guidelines are for your branding or your marketing material. Because the one thing you want to do is you have to stand out. People don't do business with just companies. People do business with people. So people want to know who you are. So make sure you're branding yourself, that you're recognizable, that when you step out, um, you have all your stuff intact. When you're, like I said, before you get your license, if you're going to go and get your headshot, start kind of thinking about, okay, once you get a broker, what are my colors going to be that I want for my business cards? Or is my brokerage saying that I have to use certain colors? What do I want my marketing material to look like? What do I want my niche to be? I have an agent that just joined last night, actually, and she was a previous client of mine. Her and her husband moved here from California. Brandy, I am so happy to have you. They moved here from California. She was a realtor previously in California, um, but she hadn't gotten her Texas license yet. So I sold them their house. And she called me and said, "Hey, I got my Texas license. I am ready to go. I've interviewed a lot of other companies, but I am really, really interested in EXP and joining with you." And so we had a long conversation on the phone, and she actually joined last night. And she's already on it. She's like, gotten with the graphic designer and gotten her things together. And so it's a really exciting time period. But make sure that for her, she was previous military, her and her husband. And so she wants her niche to be dealing with veterans. So kind of think about who you would like to deal with, because the more you can differentiate yourself from the herd, the better you'll stand out. Okay. Even if it's like price range. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to go into luxury real estate." Well, what they don't understand is luxury properties normally take longer to sell. And in the time that you're waiting on that luxury property to sell, you could sell five regular houses. So make sure you know where you want to be, but don't limit yourself by thinking that, oh, the money just must be here, when you don't realize that while you're working to get to that one particular, you can be making money all the way on just regular properties. Okay. Or if you want to deal with multifamily, if you want to deal with seniors, there's a lot of different niches in real estate. Find the one that fits your personality. And then once you do, that's what you want to brand yourself as. So make sure you're getting out there and branding yourself accordingly. While I'm talking, if anyone has questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I will get them. I will see them as you're posting the questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay. Um, and so the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is partnering up. Make sure that you have someone that's experienced that you can talk to, that can kind of guide you in the right direction, someone that's successful, that's already been there. Also, you want to try to partner up with people in other areas of real estate. So whether it's inspectors, whether it's appraisers, whether it's title companies, because these are all areas that you will need as you're in real estate. And like with lenders, I not only send business to my lenders send business to me. So don't partner with people that think it's going to be a one-sided relationship, because if it's one-sided, they're getting all the benefit and you're not getting anything. Understand that it goes both ways. Also, in your partnerships, if you can get with say a lender or whatever, or a title company, sometimes they can help you out with marketing costs, because if they're going to be on your marketing material, they can split the cost with you. So talk to different people that are in different areas of real estate that can support your business and you can support theirs. And then, like I mentioned, a mentor. That's really, really important. Look, when I first heard of EXP, it was, I want to say, a year or two earlier. Someone approached me about it. And at that time, I wasn't ready to hand over the reins of my company. Um, and so I was like, no, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And then later on, someone approached me again about it. And I actually went to one of their conventions in Dallas. And while I was there, I met a lady named Delisa Rose. If you've watched my podcast for a while, she was on one of my early on podcasts. She's been a godsend to me. Um, Delisa brought me in and she supported me every step of the way. Um, Phenomenal person. She's been she's in one of the top realtors in the nation. Um, but she's just as humble as she can be. She's helped me with not only me, but all of my agents. Like for some of my agents, they were interested in different areas of real estate. Fortunately, she's been in most of those areas, if not all. And so each one of them have had a chance to explore and get active in the areas that they're interested in. That's one of the things I really love about EXP is it operates as a family. Everybody is willing to help um, for no charge. We get training that people literally spend thousands and thousands of dollars for free. There's not a time that I have not picked up a phone or sent out a message and contacted an EXP agent for something, and they've not been happy to help. So that's one of the big things. Form your family, form your support system, because you're going to need it in real estate. You can't stand alone in this industry. It's built on relationships, and your clients need you to have those relationships, because when they come to you and they're looking for someone to do roofing work, or they're looking for someone to do a survey, they want you to be able to refer people to them. So you build those relationships, and trust me, it pays off. Um, the other thing I was telling you is that I had a hard time delegating. And that was because I have been in business doing it by myself for a long time. So the one thing that you can't replicate is time. And being that you're only one person, you can only do so much in 24 hours. So you have to be able to identify, okay, what are the important activities that I'm doing in my business? Because what you'll find is you'll get consumed with little things if you're trying to do it all yourself. And before you know it, the day is gone and you haven't accomplished anything. You've just been busy. Yeah, you've been busy all day, but you've been busy doing nothing that's going to actually pay off. So you have to understand the smaller activities. You need to write them down, how you want it done, or what are the steps, and then delegate it to someone. So if you have a team, if you need to hire someone, look, I love Fiverr. Fiverr is awesome. Fiverr.com. You can go on there and find people that can do all kind of stuff, and they do it for very reasonable prices. Or if you're looking for transaction coordinators, there's transaction coordinators out there. Thankfully, in EXP, we have our own transaction coordinators. You have people that can do your marketing material. You have people that can help set up your websites, people who can design your marketing. So just make sure that you're not trying to do it all, because at that point, you're not we look at being an independent contractor as a realtor as you owning your own business. But at that point, you're not owning your own business. Your business is owning you. You're working a job. So If you can't step away for a few days or go on vacation for a few days without all of your business falling apart, you've got a problem and you need to restructure some things. So I'm not going to talk you all's ear off because I definitely could go on and on and on. But if you are interested in real estate, or if you are already an agent and you're looking for something more, if you're looking for to take your business to the next level, if you need someone that can assist you, if you have questions, if you're in the middle of taking classes, you're going to take your exam, you have questions, you're unsure, call me. I tell people my advice is free. I don't mind helping others because I've went through some bumps in the road. I've went through the ups and downs. But overall, real estate has been very good to me. And so I don't mind giving back. So if you are interested, you can look at the banner below. You can go to that website and actually click on there and schedule a time to talk to me. Or you can call me at 281-892-1332, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.
This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires
and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.